You know, that I think that my Gurudev is Diksha Guru. You know, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. And my Shiksha Guru is himself Rupa Goswami, to whom you prefer best. Understand? And also Sikhi Puchamauli, my Shiksha Guru. Sikhi Puchamauli, who is he? Krishna himself. Sikhi Puchamauli. Then Diksha Guru is superior or Shiksha Guru is superior. But even we will have to give some respect, proper respect to your Gurudev first, because he told you who is Rupa Goswami, who is Krishna, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So first of all, if anyone has no Guru Nishtha, everything is gone. So, Guru Nishtha is the backbone of Bhakti. The Nishtha which has been told by Rupa Goswami fraction, Nishtha to Guru, Nishtha to Guru Panchak, Nishtha to Krishna, Guru to all, Nishtha to all. If you have no Nishtha, nothing, your life is unsuccessful. So if you have no such Guru Nishtha, you should do Nishtha. This takes you to where? Akhanda Guru Tattva Baladev Prabhu. No? Then in the last you will see that my Gurudev is Prakash of Nityananda Prabhu or Baladev Prabhu. Then if you pray something from your Guru, at once Nityananda Prabhu, Akhanda Tattva and Baladev Prabhu will what? They will arrange everything. Our Gurudev is not something separate from Nityananda Prabhu. You should not think that Swami Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, he had discovered something new and we are Prabhupada Anugata. Like Rupanuga Vaishnava, we are Prabhupada Anugata. You are nothing, you are like a stool and urine. So, Sudevi, one kirtan. अच्छा तो हो जाता गो कृपा बिंदु दिया very Vishakha. Vishakha? Oh. Very powerful.
Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Elase Trina Bekaya Kinji विचारे किछ नाही पाए तमरा करुणा सारा करुणा ना होले खंडिया कांदिया करुणा ना होले खंडिया कांदिया चलना राखी बोहारा
I told you to follow Rupanug Vaishnava. But who are Rupanuga? First of all, we should know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inspired everything in his heart. Ved, Upanishad, Sar, and everything, the gist of all. He manifested in his heart. And then, by his mercy, he knew, Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Vayam Dadati Sapadantikam. And then Rup Goswami, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he manifested or wrote Bhakti Rasami Sindhu, Ujjwal Nilmani and Upadeshamrit, so many books. And he published. But who are Rupanug? The question is there. Who is Rupan? He wrote Ujjwal Nilmani, Bhakti Rasami Sindhu, and he explained everything in these two books. Especially for Braja Prem, Braja Bhakti, he explained Ujjwal Nilmani. That very good book. And he told that Bhakti Rasami Sindhu, that by 5 processes, Braj Bhakti can be achieved. Dasya, Santa, Dasya, Sakha, Vatsal and Madhur. Among them, 3 are prominent: Sakha, Vatsalya and Madhur. The mood of gopis and Brajvasis and gopi is Madhur, especially the mood of gopis and mood of Radhika especially is Braj Bhakti or Bhakti. So Rupa Goswami has explained all these things. Those who are following Raganuga, they are also Rupanuga, but not so much. Partly, very partly, or they can be told that not Raga. They are Raganuga. They meant those who are following Sakharas, Vatsalyaras, Madhuras, even Sakya and Vatsal. They are Raganuga, but not Rupanuga. What was the own mood of Rupa Manjari and Rupa Goswami? Those who follow that line, they are Rupanuga. What is the...
They are Rupanuga and Raganuga.
Other are Raganuga.
And Rupanuga is Rupanuga and Raganuga also.
It seems, but no. It is according to their ignorance, they feel like that this is also Raganuga and also Rupanuga, but really not. Those who are fulfilling, or they are in line of Rupa Goswami and Rupa Manjari. What is the mood of Rupa Manjari? Dasi of Krishna and Krishna, Radhika. But inclination towards Radhika, he is only Dasi of Radhika, not to Krishna. And if Radhika is happy, then automatically Krishna will be happy. If Krishna is also neglecting anyone, but if anyone has taken shelter of Radhika, then Krishna is bound to accept her. Like you have Jasya prasadat bhagvat prasado jasya prasadan nagati kutopi dhyantvanta jasya stirandan vande guru sisa. If you had done some mistake and aparad in the lotus feet of Krishna and you have neglected Krishna. But if you are taking shelter in the lotus feet of your Guru and Guru is qualified, then Krishna may forgive. Guru will tell him that you must have to forgive him. You are bound to forgive because I have accepted her or him. But if Krishna is accepting, going to accept, but Guru is what? Neglecting and upset, that Krishna will reject. In the same way, if anyone has taken shelter in the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika, Krishna, if he is neglecting even, he is bound to give a special mercy to her. Radhika dasi jadi hoy abhiman shigra milay tave go kucha. Radhika dasi jay ho abhiman. What meaning?
If one considers himself as a maidservant of Srimati Radhika, then very quickly and very easily he can attain the pleasure and the lotus feet of Sri Krishna.
So hearing the question of Saunak Adi or Rishi's Maharshis, Sut Goswami became very happy, very excessively happy he became. And then he began to. And what he told? Here Rupanuga means like, Shyamanand to Shyamanand not. Narottam Thakur. What he did? He cleared the stool of his Gurudev, Loknath Goswami. He was not accepting him, Narottam Thakur, because he was prince of any king. And he rejected. But he began to clear his stools and used to give cow dung and water there, make pure, scented. One day in the night he catch hold. Who are you? And then he began to weep, and then he accepted him. Oh, stool you have clearing. So anyone, internally and outwardly both, those who will fulfill the orders of Gurudev. No fulfilling of order, only knowing the wish. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam. So Guru Manobhishtam you will have to know. And if you are not qualified to know, that you are not disciple. You are outwardly disciple. You should try to know the wish of your Gurudev, Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam. How he will be happy, and try to do like that. If Guru is not happy, then what we can? So, hearing this, Sut Goswami became very happy. And he uttered this slok. Sabai punsang paro dharmo jato bhakti radhokaje ahetukya pratihatatma jayatma samprasidati. Jayatma samprasidati. Sabai punsang. Oh, you should explain. What is the meaning? And then Bhakti Swami Sindhu. And explain it.
আমি বলছিলাম উনি বললেন না যে প্রভুপাদ অনুগমন তোমরা পায়খানা পেচ্ছাপ ওটা আবার সব দিকে আলোচনা হয় ওইটা কি প্রভুপাদ অনুগমন বলে কোনো ধারা নাই
ভাই আমি বুঝতে পারছি না তুমি বলে দাও
আপনি বললেন আমরা প্রভুপাদ অনুগমনে পেচ্ছাপ পায়খানা লোকের ভিতরে লাগবে না বলে দেন প্রভুপাদ অনুগমন সকালে রূপাঙ্গ প্রভুপাদ অনুগমন কোনো ধারা একদম নাই তাহলে প্রভুপাদ সন্তুষ্ট হবে
তুমি
না
একটু বলে দিও না
আমি কেন বলবো আপনি বলছেন আপনি বলবেন
So Srila Gurudev ordered me to explain this verse, the reply of Sutta Goswami to the rishis headed by Shaunaka Rishi to their question, how can Atma, how can the soul and Supreme Soul be overjoyed? How? Savai pungsam pro dharmo yato bhakti radoksaje avaituki apratiyata yainatma samprasidati. Savai, definitely, pungsam, for every living entity, paro dharmo, the highest occupation is what? Yato bhakti adoksaje. That by which the living entity can attain to the direct loving service of that Supreme Personality of Godhead who is beyond the range of the sense perception of the conditioned souls. That devotional service is ahoituki, means unconditional, causeless. In other words, it's not rendered for any type of selfish motivation or gain, but rather it is meant for the happiness of Krishna. Ahoituki and apratiyata. Apratiyata means it cannot be impeded, it cannot be checked or stopped or interrupted in any circumstances. It's going on all the time, flowing. Bhakti is of this nature. So, Sutta Goswami, he defined the bhakti in this way. And Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, being inspired by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, took the essence of what Sri Sutta Goswami had said, the essence of all the definitions of bhakti given by Sri Devhuti-putra, Kapil Dev, from Sandilya Rishi, and Narad Bhakti Sutra, and everywhere in Shastra. He took the essence of everything and kept it in one verse. In Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anya Vilashita Shunyam Jnanakamatyanavritam Anukulyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhakti Uttama. In this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad is explaining that the uninterrupted cultivation of all the endeavors of the body, of the mind, and of the words, and also of the sentiments of the heart, flowing in an uninterrupted way. How? Like a stream of honey from a jar. If you pour water, it can splash here and there, and the current can be broken. But when you pour honey, it's very, very thick, and it's unbroken, flows in an unbroken stream. So, in this way, the cultivation of all the endeavors of the body, mind, and words and feelings, which are flowing in an unbroken stream, which are meant exclusively for the benefit of Sri Krishna, which are completely devoid of even the slightest smell of any other desire than to render service to Krishna, and which are not covered by karma, fruitive activity, Gyan, the cultivation of knowledge to attain mukti, liberation, and yoga, tapasya, astrology, and all other things should not be covered by these things. Such unbroken, continuous endeavors are called Uttama Bhakti, or devotion which is transcendental to Tama, the darkness of this material world.
More detail.
As Vishwanath Chakravarti has Thakur told.
So Srila Gurudev ordered me to explain in more detail according to the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. This entire verse, composed by Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, revolves around the word Anushilanam. Shilanam means cultivation. It means endeavor, our activity. But this Shil Dhatu, this verbal root, has two parts. That is called Cheshtarup and Bhavrup. Cheshtarup infers that the word, this Shil Dhatu, means an endeavor. And Bhavrup means that it is referring to the cultivation of moods also. So the Cheshtarup, or the endeavor aspect of this verse, is also divided into two parts. That is called the Sadhan Rup and Karya Rup. The Sadhan Rup, or the endeavor which is performed in the stage of Sadhan Bhakti, is divided into two parts. That is called Pravriti Atma Chestarupa and Nivriti Atmaka Chestarupa. Pravriti Atmaka Chestarupa means one should make a very strong endeavor to accept all the things which are favorable for devotional service, such as Utsaha, Nistya, Darya, Tatat Karma, Pravartanat, all of these things. Sadhu Sangha, all the angas of bhakti, beginning with Guru Pada Shrai, Diksha, Guru Rasevan, Sadama Pracha Siksha, Sadhu Maganugaman, 64 angas of bhakti. All of these things, they should be accepted with a very strong vow. This is called Pravriti Atmaka Cheshtarupa, the endeavor for the positive things. And Nivriti Atmaka Chestarupa is also an endeavor, a very hard endeavor. It is an endeavor to avoid those things which are detrimental for bhakti, such as Atyahara, Priyasascha, Prajalpo, Niyamagraha, over-endeavoring, overeating, speaking Prajalpa, and one should give up bad association. Nivriti Atmaka Chestarupa means one should try to become detached from all types of anartha, unwanted desires, and also aparad, nam aparad, Vaishnav aparad, seva aparad, dham aparad, all types of offenses. So giving up the negative, detrimental things which cause a disturbance to bhakti and check one's progress, this is called Nivriti Atmaka Chestarupa. Then this is the sadhan rup, the sadhan aspect of Chestarup. And the karya aspect of Chestarup, karya means those activities which are undertaken as the anubhavs, or the subsequent reactions to the ecstatic emotion in the heart for those who attain bhava bhakti. So the Chestarup includes 13 types of anubhav, and this also includes hearing, chanting and remembering the name, form, qualities and pastimes of Krishna, which has been undertaken as a reaction to the ecstatic mood which is flowing in the heart. So all this together is called the Cheshtarup of the word Shil, Shilana, Shil Dhatu. And on the Bhavrup side, here Bhavrup has been divided into two parts. That is called the Stai Bhavrup and Sanchari Bhavrup. This is also Bhakti. Stai Bhav is divided into two parts, Premankor and Premarup. Premankor means the sprout of love of God, which is called the Rati. This Rati is of 5 types: Santarati, Dasarati, Sakirati, Vatsayarati and Madhuyarati. And when it is mature, then it becomes Prem. This Prem develops Prem, Sneha, Man, Pranaya, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav, Rudabhav, Adi Rudabhav, Modan, Mohan, Madanakya Mahabhav. This is called the Staya Bhavrup. And the other aspect of the Bhavrup is Sanchari Bhavrup. 33 types of transitory assisting emotions, which rise and fall like waves in the ocean of the Sthayi Bhav. So, how many wonderful things Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has included in this word Shil. All of this is included by the word here, Anu Shilanam. So, Bhakti has been described in this verse. It includes sadhan bhakti, Bhav Bhakti and Prema Bhakti and all the levels of Sadhan Bhakti, all the levels of Bhav Bhakti and all the levels of Prema Bhakti, up to the Madanaki Mahabhava of Srimati Radhika is included in this word Shilanam. There is a prefix to the word Shilanam, Anu Shilanam. Vishwanath Thakur explained, Anu indicates Anugatyamai, that bhakti is performed under guidance. It is not done independently or whimsically, but rather under the guidance of liberated eternal associate of Radha Krishna. That activity can be called bhakti. And any acts of devotion to God which are performed independently without superior guidance are not pure bhakti. They cannot be called Krishna Anushilanam. So Anu means Anugatya. And also Anu means Nirantaryamai, continuously, without any break, like the flow of honey from a jar. Here, Krishna Anushilanam. These activities are for Krishna or in connection with Krishna. Srila Vishwanath Thakur explained, the word Anu means that these endeavors and moods are for Krishna or in connection with Krishna. Why? Because the living entity in this world, he cannot directly serve Krishna. But if he accepts a guru who is directly serving Krishna, then the service to that guru who is directly serving Krishna is in connection with Krishna. And therefore, according to the definition, Krishna Anushilanam, no one can render pure devotional service being in this world unless they're under the guidance of Sadguru, bona fide spiritual master who is serving Krishna. Then his bhakti can come into this category. Next word, Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. Bhakti is Anukulyena. It means favorable to Krishna. Some people have commented or suggested that the word Anukul means that Bhakti is for Krishna's happiness. But this idea is quite wrong. Why? Because Mother Yashoda, sometimes she will have to put Krishna down to go and stop the milk from boiling over, and Krishna becomes upset and he's crying. Sometimes she'll have to give him a little slap and twist his ear if he's being very naughty. So in this way, Mother Yashoda sometimes makes Krishna cry. She binds him up. She ties him to a grinding mortar so he cannot go here and there and make mischief. At that time, Krishna is upset. So if we say that bhakti is for Krishna's happiness, then a fault comes in the definition. This fault is the fault of the avyakti dosh. It means the fault of a definition, which is under extension of a definition. It is too narrow to include those things which are actually included in bhakti. For example, Mother Yashoda, she is binding Krishna and giving him some chastisement so that he'll grow up to be a good boy in the future. He won't become a thief or a dacoit and spoil his life. So she gives him discipline so that in the future he'll be a very good boy. And therefore this is Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. It is for the benefit of Krishna. It is not for his immediate happiness, because sometimes he doesn't know what's good for him. So bhakti is Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam, for his benefit. So if one will say it's for his happiness only, then Mother Yashoda makes him upset, and her activity will not fall within the definition of bhakti. So that is called avyapti dosh, or the defect of underextension of the definition. On the other hand, we see that Chanur and Mustika, the wrestlers in the arena of Kamsa, they began to fight with Krishna. They were punching him and trying to kill him. And when Krishna was being punched by them, he was very happy. He was in a mood for a good fight. So this inspired his Vira Ras, his mood of being a hero. So can we say that the activities of Chanur and Mustik, the wrestlers who are trying to kill Krishna, that this is bhakti? It gives happiness to Krishna, so it must be bhakti. Is it correct? Quite wrong. It's giving happiness to Krishna, but it's not bhakti. Why? Because anukulyena. It is not for the benefit of Krishna. They have a desire to kill Krishna. They want to destroy Krishna. It is pratikul. So here, Srila Vishwanath Thakur explained that the word anukulyena means pratikul bhav rohita. Pratikul bhav rohita. Anukulyena means with a favorable mood, actually means with a mood which is devoid of anything unfavorable. Now, Srila Gurudev often asks the question, Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. if this word anukulyen has been used, then what is the use of using the word anushilanam? Why? Because anukul means devoid of an unfavorable mood. What is the necessity to use the word anushilanam? Because it may be that a person, or even an inanimate thing such as a tree or a stone, doesn't have an unfavorable mood towards Krishna. But just being devoid of an unfavorable mood, it cannot be called bhakti. There'll have to be some cheshta, some endeavor, and emotion, ecstatic mood, which is meant exclusively for Krishna's benefit. And therefore, anukul, which means practical bhavarohita, being devoid of an unfavorable mood is not enough. There should actually be some active endeavor and sentiments for the benefit of Krishna. So this part of the definition so far, anukulyena Krishna nushilanam bhakti uttama, this is called the swarup lakshan, or the intrinsic characteristic of pure bhakti. If someone has this swarup lakshan, this intrinsic characteristic of bhakti, then it could be said that they're doing swarup siddha bhakti, but not uttama bhakti. That means nirgun swarup siddha bhakti is called uttama bhakti. The nirgun swarup siddha bhakti or uttama bhakti will be when we meet the criterion of this definition, anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. But in addition to this, the tatastha lakshan, or the marginal characteristic of bhakti, is also present. What is that? First of all, anyabhilashita shunyam. One's heart should be completely devoid of even the slightest trace or smell of any other desire but the desire for anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. Anyabhilashita shunyam, completely devoid of any other desire. So